Hey guys, welcome to Lavender Pearl Vintage. Today I have another jewelry jar that I like to reveal. But first, before I do that, I'm going to show you a ring that I purchased. And I thought this was one of the most unique pieces of jewelry that I've ever seen. I can't say it's the most, but it caught my eye and I couldn't resist it. And here it is. It turned out to be an elephant. And not only, I'm pretty sure it's not gold, but the piece itself is really unique. If you look at it closely and if you can see it, right in the trunk, there is a jewel there. Some type of crystal, maybe even glass, I don't know. And on the ears, there are also crystals, if you can see that. And on the other side, there are crystals. And even the eyes are crystal. But I thought that was so unique. I mean, whoever sculptured this piece, they did an excellent job from the head to the caboose. I just thought it was a cute piece, so I went ahead and I purchased it. But there were really no real telltale signs of who the maker could have been. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to see if I can find out who actually made this, because I thought it was just an amazing piece. And I believe it's male or female. It's so small until it won't even fit my even my ring finger. It won't fit. So, I mean, it could be a men's piece, but it could also be a femme piece. I don't know. Anyway, I just thought it was cute. All right, so the jar that I'm revealing today was a $10 jar, $9.99, $10. We always round up, right? So this was a $10 jar, and I'm going to see if we got any good pieces out of it. It's been a couple of days since I've actually recorded because I'm now starting to get into my gardening. I do have a garden every year. And if you would like to check out my page, you can go, you can find that page on Facebook. On Facebook, it's called Gardening for Health. It's gardening, the numeral 4, health, and then back the numeral 2 to basics. Back to basics. Okay, so let me go ahead and dump this and see what we can make of it. Oh boy, I hate when they put watches in here. And this one has 2 watches. I didn't notice those watches, but they are in there. Anyway, I'm gonna do a whole watch show sooner or later. Okay, there we go. So this is really still a good, believe it or not, mason jars are becoming a lost commodity. People are finding it hard to find mason jars. And apparently, and I know this has nothing to do with jewelry, but this has to do with gardening probably more than anything, and saving your food, canning your food, so that you can be self-sufficient. Anyway, that's a whole nother subject, and I'm going to put this down to the side. Okay, now, so in this jar, they have given us 3 watches. So let's look at the watches first. And let me make sure there's only 3 because I didn't check this very well. I just grabbed it and ran. Okay, so we do have 3 watches. All right, so this one right here is, let me just check it out, see. This is a Narmi watch, Narmi. I've seen these before. I'm really not a watch person. It's a stretchy rubber band. It's really a cute watch. It has crystals through it. A lot of them are actually either missing or been replaced. But if you see that, you'll see where you have these little divots of odd colors. That's where the jewels are actually missing. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not a fan of watches, but I'm going to do a watch show sooner or later. This one's similar to the one I just showed you. It's just a different color. It's blue. And it's also, I think it was upside down. Yep. And the actual glass in it is magnification. I mean, it makes the numbers look bigger. So it magnifies the number. Same name, same type of watch, stainless steel back, Japan movement. And I can actually see that on the back. So something about that movement that makes it important. But those two watches are basically identical. This one right here, if you notice, it's not missing all of the jewels. All right, that's watch number 2. And this is watch number 3. Let me go ahead and show that to you first. Really pretty. I mean, it almost looked like it's Aztec on the inside. Matches the band, of course. So let's take a peek and see if we can find out what kind of watch this is. I couldn't tell if it was upside down or right side up. It says Japan movement. It's a quartz. Actually, it's not Japan movement. It might be quartz movement, but let me just double check that. Okay, it's a Geneva watch. It says platinum, and then it gives a number, which I'll have to look that up. And it does say quartz movement. So I get that. That might be something significant. I don't know because I'm not really into watches. But I will research that and figure out what that actually entails. And here we go again with the stretchy bracelets. I did a whole this. I took all the stretchy bracelets out of one of my jars, and as long as the pieces on them were like this plastic, I stretch them and I put them across this jar right here, because number one, they're not pearls. But again, I told you in one of my other videos, don't dismiss the stretchy bracelets, because I have found out that they actually do take seed pearls, which seed pearls are basically man-made freshwater pearls. And when I say freshwater, that means that they actually cause the crustacean to create these pearls by inserting sand or some type of irritation into the actual crustacean to get it to start forming a pearl. So that would be kind of considered man-made. Anyway, let's see what else we got here. All right, here's a necklace. It's different, cute little pendant. It's inside of a, not sure what you would call that, but it's actually inside of this little cage. Huh. I think that's cute. It's very tarnished. It's cute though. I really like that. And I'm not sure who the maker is. It doesn't really say. There's a lot of different designs on the back, but no words. All right. I'll hang on to that. See what else we got here. All right. Okay, I think these are plastic, not stone. Yeah, they're plastic, hard plastic. Cute nonetheless. It's a very pretty necklace. And I was trying to see if it had a maker's, something is attached to it, but I really don't think this originally comes with this necklace. I think this is something that was attached to it. Huh. Yeah, I really do think this was attached to this necklace, and that it really doesn't belong to the necklace. But just for the sake of saying, because it really doesn't make much sense how this is actually put together. I don't know. People make jewelry and they do however they do things the way they want to do them. This looks like it buckles right here, the way it was formed. The reason why I don't think this is part of this is because the colors are totally different. This is a silver, and the little pieces in between it are kind of gold or cherry. But anyway, I mean, what do I know? I'm still learning. But if this was to be part of this necklace, then it would go together like that, and then you would have a drape. So because it has a maker's tag on it, let me see if I can figure out what it is. Wrong side. Okay, this is either Esmor, ESMOR, but I'll have to look it up because I had never heard of that. It's a cute necklace nonetheless, resellable, kind of heavy, but not glass, a heavy plastic. Anyway, put that aside. Oh, this is kind of cute. Okay, this is another. This is another one of those pieces that drapes on your neck. Let me make sure that I don't get that any more tangled than what it is. All right, so this is what we have. This is another one of the drape necklaces. Very pretty, I might add. I'm trying to make sure that it's not so tangled when I bring it to you for you to see. If I can get this undone. Yeah, sometimes these things take time. I'm not really sure if this piece right here goes with this, but let me just kind of investigate this for a second. Let's see if I can get that apart without breaking it. Voila. All right, so let's see what we're working with here. Okay, it's a beautiful necklace. As you can see, it does look like it actually does drape. There's some hair on there, but I assure you it's not mine. That's more of the Caucasian persuasion. The Caucasian persuasion. All right, so if you fasten this here, then it kind of gives you the idea that this actually does drape on the neck. It's very pretty, I might add. Really is a very nice piece of jewelry. And the little balls contain crystals. In fact, I actually have some of these little balls that you create jewelry with. Anyway, I think it's a beautiful necklace. And it's a resellable necklace. All right, here's a pendant. It's pretty. I don't think it's gold. I mean silver. It is pretty though. And it could be added to a chain to create a necklace from which the chain is missing. But there's no telltale signs that says that it's a 925 or sterling. So we're just going to assume that it's just a regular pendant. Needs a chain, but definitely resellable. Another stretchy bracelet. Uh-oh, there's a chain mixed in with it. There's a chain mixed in with it, which I'm going to try to unfasten. And also looks like, I want to say an earring, but it's hard to make heads or tails of this. I'm going to just set that aside because it's just really hard trying to figure out how to detangle this. You see how tangled that is? That is such a, that's a mess right there. So I'm not going to try that. I'll have to do that a little bit later. Let's go to the next piece. Alright, so this is just a regular chain. It's very discolored. It's a different type of chain, if you can actually see that. I can't explain how this is actually put together. It's just a different type of chain. It does have a tag on it that could be a maker's mark, but let me just check it out. I've actually seen this tag before. I never can remember it. Traditional, I can't remember exactly what they said. I don't remember what the actual, I know what the symbol is, but it's not a expensive piece of jewelry. We can tell that by how tarnished that is. But I'm going to hang on to the chain because it could be cleaned and added to another piece of jewelry. Alright, here's something that came out of there, but it's broke. I don't know how you could put it together. I mean, you can make a clip out of it that will attach to a necklace, but I'm going to put it back in a recycling jar. See if we can get this part apart here. I think this is every jeweler's nightmare when you have to try to go through things to make sure that you don't tangle them up any worse than what they already are. This one I think is going to be simple because I'm going to detach that and then try to pull it through. And of course it worked. So, let me put this back together. It's a cute necklace. If you can see, that's the back, that's the front, and I believe it's resellable. It's nice. I don't see any discoloration. I don't see any jewels missing in it. Actually, I do see some jewels missing now. The jewels are so, I guess, yeah, those are like rhinestones. They're so small, and several of them are actually missing. So, you can't, I mean, actually, one thing you really don't want to do is resell damaged product unless you're putting it in a jar for crafters. Because a lot of times the crafters will take the rhinestones out, they'll take the little jewels, and they will repurpose them and make something totally different. So I'm going to put this aside to go into a crafter's jar. Okay. When we're talking about crafters, this is what I'm talking about. Somebody has taken something and made a pendant out of it by putting a lot of shells on it. These are just tiny little shells that can be bought at any Dollar Tree store, and you can make jewelry out of it. So it's amazing what people will do. Will I throw that aside? I won't, because somebody really put their little hard time in putting this together, and they could have done it for some type of party that they went to and thought, oh, I'm going to put this together and I'm going to go to this sea party or whatever and wear the piece that I've made. just, I'm sorry, I just get tickled by stuff like that. Here's another necklace, and it's not worth really anything. A lot of the jewels are actually missing. It's all tangled up with the other stuff. So, I mean, it's what it is. And this is one of the reasons why it probably really is best to go to the estate sales, because I think that these thrift stores are just doing whatever the hell they want to do just to sell something. So anyway, I think I'm going to probably stick to the estate sales because I found some really nice pieces from the last estate sale I went to. And I put that in my last video, and I explained to you some other things. But, things like this, and there's not another earring that looks like that in the batch unless you buy another jar, is senseless. So we'll put that in the resellable pile for crafters. This is all tangled up as well. But the necklace itself is really not a bad piece. I'm going to see if I can unfasten that and get this piece out of there. Voila. If there was anything attached to it, it's not attached now. So let's just look at this and see what it's looking like. It just looks like a regular gold chain. I'm going to keep it because I can actually add something with all of the little pendants that I have here. I can actually add something to it. I probably wouldn't put these two pieces together because this is silver and this is gold. I would have to find another piece that would actually go with that. But it's a nice little silver chain, and I'm going to hang on to it. Just stick it with some of my other chains that I have. All right, so let's see. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty. Another... Oh, this is the same one I just showed you that was caught up in there. That's the one I just showed you that had the heart on there that was missing a lot of little pieces. That's going to go into my little giveaway pile. Now, this is cute. Let me look at this real quick because this may be a 925, but let me just make sure. No, it's definitely not a 925. That would have been nice if it were. The chain that I just put down, this may have actually come off of it, but I'll find out in a few minutes here. It's basically just a pendant